Hi and welcome to the channel. I don't normally do videos like this, but I thought it might be worthwhile just doing a little bit of a mic comparison. I'd read a few posts recently on the Ecamm community where a few people had tried to compare, or had asked for some advice I should say. We're asking for comparisons between microphones and cost of microphones with a view to sending them out to potential interview guests, which is quite a it's quite a worry sending equipment out in the post, especially across continents and great distances. So I thought I'd look at some options on Amazon, and what I found was a couple of fairly cost-effective. Let me just change my loop back. There we go to Safari. What I found was a pretty cost-effective microphone, lavalier microphone. It's just a cheap Chinese copy of whatever is out there right now. Completely passive, not like the Boya or the Instros or the Rode, where they've got built-in battery and power supply to use with different sort of connectivity options. This is just a fairly straightforward plug and play lavalier mic. So it needs some sort of adapter to power it, to power the condenser, to give it some oomph and some volume or gain when you're recording. So to go with it, I found the Sabrent USB external stereo sound adapter for Windows and Mac. So the two of them together come in at £18.49, which is pretty cost effective. I guess just a little bit over $20 US, something like that. So not too much. And I think if you're going to send audio out, or you want guests to join you on a podcast or your own show, then maybe you've got a little responsibility to help them level up their audio. It certainly makes your own life easier. So I thought this was a fairly cost-effective option. So what I'm doing right now, let me go back to my camera. I'm currently talking to you through my Shure MV7, which is a dynamic microphone, and that is going into my Rodecaster Pro and straight into Ecamm. You can see it says Teams mic on my loopback, which I'll just share with you right now. I just use Teams a lot for work, so this is my standard setup really. I just use Ecamm and the Teams mic in loopback, but I've got all my audio sources here set up. So right now I'm talking to you on the Rodecaster Pro dynamic mic. This gives me a bit of a few options. Obviously it's in shot, which is okay sometimes. You can obviously get this near field effect if you move closer to the microphone, which for some people is that great podcast sort of sound. But for me, it's it just gives me options when I'm doing recording different videos and doing different activities online. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mute them and then just engage different microphones. So this is the Shure MV7. I've also got a Rode NTG video mic, which is a USB mic, shotgun mic. I've got the MacBook Pro built-in mic for comparison purposes, and then this lavalier mic, which is just on my shirt here, £10.50. So let's just do a little bit of a comparison. So I'll just switch off and switch back on again, so we'll have a couple of seconds of silence. So back in now with the Rode Video Mic NTG. I've more or less balanced the gain, I think, on maybe everything other than the MacBook Pro, which is just relying on the volume controls within loopback for that. So Rode Video Mic NTG, shotgun microphone, approximately 12 inches from my mouth, right in front of me, just out of shot on the camera. So if I move my Shure out the way, I'm coming down to here, and I'm just touching the video mic. So now I'm back in with the MacBook Pro built-in microphone. So this is perhaps the option that most people would use If I take myself a little bit closer to the MacBook Pro, you get a better idea. Perhaps this would be the distance that somebody would normally operate from, so it's just off to my right. The room I'm in, I've got a couple of big monitors in front of me, but I've got some sound panels on the wall and some sort of audio, sort of soft, what do you call them, foam panels to the right of me. So there is some acoustic treatment in this area. Right on the desk is just a big mess in front of me, so that's pretty much absorbing most of the sound. So I think this is probably as good as a built-in microphone could possibly sound under the circumstances. And now I'm using the cheap Chinese USB microphone. This is on a lavalier mic attachment, comes with a pretty robust metal clip, which I'm pretty impressed with. It comes with a couple of other attachments, spare wind buffs. So I've just put them on screen there. So it comes with an adapter for Android phone, and it comes with the TRS adapter. So you can see that this is a TRRS, tip ring sleeve plug, which is on the end of the lavalier mic. To get it into your laptop, you'll need to take the TRS adapter and put that onto the end of it to convert it. So that'll go straight into the Sabrent USB external stereo adapter, and my Mac is picking it up. Windows or Mac will pick it up. Okay, so I'm back now on my Rodecaster Pro and the dynamic mic, the Shure MV7. So I haven't heard these. I'm going to listen to them and come back to you in a second. Bye for now. Right, okay, so I've had a listen, and I have to say I'm fairly impressed with the lavalier mic. It is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a million miles away from some of the other options here. I think the dynamic mic, which is right in front of me, which is not always an option for people. If they don't want the mic in shot, then this isn't really an option. But what you do get with a dynamic microphone is just the noise in front of you, and you don't get the fan noise. There's quite a lot of fan noise coming from my 2019 MacBook Pro. I've got a few things open at the moment, breaking all the rules of using Ecamm. But yeah, there's a fair bit of background noise, and with the Rodecaster Pro, the noise gate, the compression, this is definitely the best option. The MacBook Pro microphone was definitely the worst option. There's no doubt about that. It was picking up its own fan. There was a lot of background noise. It was really obvious, switched it off, how much background noise there was. And the quality of the audio was poor. It was hollow, despite the acoustic treatment around it. It is still pretty poor. It's horrible. And as we know, audio is 50% video. The Rode NTG, I wasn't that impressed with, actually, despite the fact that I use it all the time. Maybe it's just the day, maybe it's the stuff I've got in front of me, I don't know. But that was not as good as I thought it was going to be. And it was really close, in fact, to the lavalier mic, the USB lavalier mic, or the lavalier mic into the USB adapter. I think the lav mic was a bit peaky, so I could definitely wind it back a little bit, and that would definitely improve the audio. There's obviously options in post-processing that you could do to level that out a little bit. But overall, I think for investment of £18.50, it's a huge step up from the MacBook Pro microphone, and as not far off the Rode NTG, and okay, a million miles away from the dynamic mic, the Shure MV7, but this is £250 plus the Rodecaster Pro. You're talking hundreds of pounds versus £18.50. I think you're doing okay. I hope that was useful. Thanks for listening, and next time we'll be back to another anatomy video.